Hey guys, my name is Strike, and welcome to the end of 2017 New Year's resolution type. Not really a New Year's resolution, but like end of the year tradition here that I do on my channel, where I go through all of my Blu-ray DVDs that I have purchased throughout the year. And here I have everything that I have bought. That's 38 movies that you're looking at right now, and then two TV shows, just one season of one show and then a complete series of another. Anyways, I'm going to get right into it. This is going to just be an iPhone video for today. But first off on the list, Superman Batman Apocalypse. This was, I think, technically a Christmas present from last year, but it didn't come until January. So it's basically been on the top of my list ever since. Jerry Maguire. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm a Tom Cruise fanatic for some reason. So I went and got this as soon as it came out, which I don't know why, but it's just a very interesting movie, and I really do like it, but it is definitely more of a guilty pleasure than anything. I don't know. I just really like the movie. Fifth Element. Now this is the first steelbook that I got this year. It's a very interesting movie. I've only actually watched it once, and it wasn't this copy. I actually watched it at a friend's house, but I liked it enough to want to go get it. Bruce Willis is awesome in it. Very, very classic and interesting movie. The Mission Impossible steelbook set. It comes with Mission Impossibles 1 through 4 and all on Blu-ray, and it's a very nice steelbook. I really like it a lot. I'm a fan of the Mission Impossible movies. That's what got me into Tom Cruise. And speaking of Tom Cruise, the next movie is The Outsiders. It's based off of a book, and the movie's extremely well done, and it's got an all-star cast. It's got Tom Cruise in one of his earliest roles. It's got Patrick Swayze and Rob Lowe, and it's got some of the guys from like The Breakfast Club, like Emilio Estevez is in it, and a bunch of other people are in it. Diane Lane is also in this movie as well. And then, of course, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, one of my all-time favorite comedies. Just a fantastic movie. Just had to get this on Blu-ray. Great movie. Napoleon Dynamite. I had to get this one on Blu-ray too, because I only owned it on DVD, and then I got rid of all my DVDs this year. Very interesting set, although you can see it is kind of ruined on the back from the little cardboard insert that they like to stick on there. Next up is another Tom Cruise movie, Jack Reacher Never Go Back. This is a steelbook. Not sure why it came with writing on the back, but anyways, I had the first one on steelbook, and I showed it off in my last video from last year, and that is it for Jack Reacher. And then there's Justice League Dark. This was the Target exclusive steelbook that I purchased this on. It's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. Not crazy about it, but I'm really glad that I ended up getting. I should probably give my opinion on these movies as I'm going along. Dazed and Confused. Another classic cult comedy. Ben Affleck is hilarious in it. Matthew McConaughey is really weird, but he's really funny. Everybody else is kind of smaller, lesser known actors, but they are all really, really good in it. And it's just one of those movies that I think everyone should see. It is a stoner movie, and while I don't do this kind of stuff myself, I just find the sense of humor attached to it really funny. So, of course, I enjoy the movie. Spider-Man, the new animated series, was a show that I grew up watching when I was a kid. And with Spider-Man Homecoming that came out this year, of course, all the DVD retailers were re-releasing all the Spider-Man cartoons on DVD, and I went and found a bunch of the individual episodes like on DVD, but I couldn't find the complete series, and I found it at a used DVD store. I know my flash is on, it's kind of creating that weird reflection, but I wanted to own the whole show, so this is the DVD that has every episode on it. Now, next up is the Spider-Man Zavi steelbook, and I have these for all three of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. These were the Zavi exclusives that I got with my tax return earlier in the year. I got all of these because they were dirt cheap on Zavi's website, but they're a great place to go for steelbooks. The only problem is that they're originally UK based, so that means that their steelbooks include I think it's Region 2 or Region B Blu-rays, so unless they're marked region free, they will not work. These three, however, are region free. I did reviews on these actually earlier in the year. They were kind of just shoehorned into my channel, honestly, but I actually will get back to these later at the end of the video. There's something I needed to address about these. Now, next up is Superbad, and Superbad was a comedy that I had not seen until I purchased, or actually, yeah, I did. I watched it on Netflix with a friend, and it was absolutely hilarious, instant hit with me, and then I wanted to get the Steelbook because it looks gorgeous, and I really liked the movie. Really glad I ended up picking that up. Another hit surprise with me was Kingsman: The Secret Service. I really liked this movie. I had not seen it, and I heard so many good things about it. This originally came out in like early 2015, and I had not seen it for like over 2 years, and I finally ended up picking it up. Really enjoyed it. Really annoyed with myself for not have seen it sooner. I don't know how that's supposed to sound. Whatever. King of the Hill Complete Season 2. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. I don't know why, but it just is. I'm a huge Mike Judge fan, so Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill are his two most well-known things that he's done. I'm in the process. My goal for this year was to try to get all of the seasons. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution for 2018. Try to get all the seasons of King of the Hill that I don't already have. What is annoying about this show that I want to address, though, is that you will be seeing more of these next year. But for some reason, Mike Judge refuses to go back and put his older stuff on Blu-ray in terms of TV shows, because the only season of Beavis and Butthead that is on Blu-ray is the 2011 season 8, and then King of the Hill I think goes up to season 10 or something, or season 9. It goes up to a certain number on DVD only, and then goes into Blu-ray. And then some of them, I think some of them are even only available on Blu-ray, which is really weird. But he hasn't gone back and done a complete series set for King of the Hill on Blu-ray or anything. It's just all been these individual seasons. So I'm in the process of getting them. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but whatever. Wonder Woman Commemorative Edition. This was one that I had to get because the Steelbook art looks awesome, and I had not seen the animated Wonder Woman movie. If you've seen the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie that came out earlier this year, speaking of which, I'm using it as a armrest. If you haven't seen this, it's pretty much the exact same plot. I mean, it's just, Wonder Woman meets up with Steve Trevor and they go to stop Ares. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. Next up is The Wolverine. This was actually a movie that I really liked when I saw it years ago. Hadn't bought it because I was never the biggest X-Men fan or the biggest Wolverine fan. I do like Wolverine. He's probably one of my favorite Marvel heroes. Again, I'm just not a huge fan. I really enjoy it. I'm not trying to diss it at all. But I went and got it after seeing Logan, and oddly enough, also in the midst of watching Iron Fist, I really wanted to watch this for some reason. So I went and got this. This has the extended edition. I don't remember the theatrical version nor how I watched it on this Blu-ray, but it was the extended version. That's the version that I watched. Next up is Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. Now, this movie, I don't really remember watching, because I think I got this because I was in the I collect most of these DC animated movie steelbooks. I went and got this and I put it on and I didn't even really watch it. I was just kind of had it on in the background while doing stuff, so I'll have to rewatch it sometime to refresh my memory. I mean, I remember the most of the plot, but yep, that was Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. Power Rangers. This is a movie that I kind of wanted to see when it was in theaters, but apparently not bad enough to actually go and see it in theaters. When the Steelbook came out, I went and got it, and then I watched the movie, and I liked it. And I probably won't be able to watch it again because I had somewhat of a bad memory attached to the second time that I watched it, so it's going to be kind of hard trying to watch this movie again. I did like it. It's not mind-blowing or anything, but it's an alright movie. The Lego Batman movie, one of the best movies I've seen all year, if not the best. I loved this movie. The Steelbook art could have been a little bit better in my opinion. I'm not crazy about this choice for the Steelbook, but whatever. I really like it. My Bruce Wayne is a little scarred though. That happened upon arrival. Although another funny story about the Steelbook is when I got it, for whatever reason, my mother didn't realize it was a package with something heavier in it, And when she got the mail, she thought it was all just junk mail, so she threw it away. So I had to dig through the garbage to get this back. Funny story related to that. Next up is another DC movie that came out this year, Wonder Woman. Now, everyone was flipping out about this movie. Then there's a few people on the side who just kind of think it's overrated or think it's, not all that great or whatever. I really enjoyed the movie. I really like the steelbook art and everything. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite movie of the year or if it's like one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, but I really enjoy the movie. I'm really glad that DC had a success with this movie. Although I'm kind of annoyed that it had to be only this movie, but that's just my opinion. Wonder Woman, good movie, like the steelbook, everything related to that. Halloween, my favorite horror movie of all time. I picked this up but have not watched it. There was something I had plans to watch this around Halloween. They just kind of fell through the gutter. So sadly I wasn't able to watch it, but I will get to that eventually. I will watch this movie. Edward Scissorhands, something I picked up and watched for the first time this year. People criticized me for not had seen it sooner because apparently it's like the most common Tim Burton movie ever, which I don't think is true because I think that goes A Nightmare Before Christmas. But whatever, I watched it, I enjoyed it. Good movie. Next up is Spider-Man Homecoming. Now this isn't my favorite design for a steelbook for Spider-Man Homecoming. It is very nice, although I'm not a huge fan of like the artist stuff going on here on this steelbooks. I mean, I guess it is kind of better than just getting like a movie poster slapped onto it, but because it gives artists more like recognition, but I don't know, just not my favorite thing in the whole world. It is a really nice steelbook and a really great movie. I am so glad that this did not have any problems. My Civil War, I may have mentioned this in my last video. Civil War is the only other Marvel movie I have on Blu-ray, and it doesn't play. The Blu-ray disc does not want to play in my PlayStation. It just freezes, and it's been that way since I bought it. But this doesn't have that problem. Next up, I got this with Homecoming on the same evening. Justice League New Frontier Commemorative Edition. I'm really hoping that they continue these commemorative editions that are coming out for these DC animated movies, the older ones that don't have steelbook releases, because that means I can get older movies with in the steelbook. So that means I could totally get like Public Enemies or Superman on Bound actually already had a steelbook. I just don't own it. Or even Batman Superman Apocalypse up there. Now, the reason I said I was going to come back to the other Spider-Man steelbooks is because I have this now. It was a Christmas gift, the Spider-Man Legacy Collection on Blu-ray steelbook. It comes with all 5 Spider-Man movies prior to Homecoming, including the Raimi films and the Mark Webb films on 2 awesome steelbooks. I'm just going to keep it in here. I didn't feel like getting the other one out. There's the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I'm glad they went with this costume instead of the ugly one. That means I'm probably going to be selling these 3, the Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3, the Zavvi exclusives on eBay or something at some point. And if you guys would like to see that, if you would like to purchase those off of me, you can always message me or something like that, or ask me for a link when I do put them up on eBay. Next up is Batman vs. Two-Face, the sequel to the Batman 66 Return of the Caped Crusaders movie, which I think came out last year. If not, it was the year before. No, I think it was last year. It came out last year, I think. This one has William Shatner as Two-Face and Adam West Celeste performance as Batman, which is really sad because he passed away earlier this year. So I was really glad to get a hold of this. It's really wacky in a completely different way than the other one, but I really, really liked it. I can't tell you if it's a little bit more realistic or a little bit more crazy just because of what goes on in it, but it's very interesting and a very, very fun movie. I think I do like the first one just a little bit better, but it was really cool to see Two-Face finally introduced to the 66 universe. There's, that big conspiracy that he was like the original episode or something like that. I'm not sure about all the details, but, Next up is Logan. This was one that I was like an impulse buy actually because it came out, it sold out instantly. I couldn't get my hands on it. That and the Rogue One steelbook happened to me this year where Rogue One was different, but this one I really, really wanted over Rogue One. Really glad to have got it. There's nothing on the back, which sucks, but I'm falling off my bed. Logan was one that they re-released because apparently with the Fox steelbooks, they actually like to re-release them. Although for Christmas, they did release like the Lego Batman movie and some of the other ones. This one they re-released, and I saw it at my store, and I grabbed it instantly because I missed out on it. Really glad I did too, because it was on sale. But Logan, almost missed out on that one. Now, these two, The Dark Knight Rises and Batman Begins, should have been in my collection earlier, considering that I've had The Dark Knight for a long time. But I finally got around to getting these on eBay. This is not the modern release for Batman Begins on Steelbook. This was actually from probably around the same time Dark Knight Rises actually came out in theaters. But they've since changed it to Batman carrying Rachel Dawes on the cover, which I'm not a fan of. I like this much, much better. And I'm really glad to have this one over the other one. It's really glaring there. Wow. And then, of course, The Dark Knight Rises. I love this cowl design. This is the only U.S. design for Steelbook. And what's funny is, again, you can find the Rachel Dawes variant of this Batman Begins Steelbook. It should be still available at most Best Buys along with the Dark Knight, but no Dark Knight Rises return. That kind of sucks. But that's the Dark Knight Rises. Then there's Watchmen. This is the first copy of Watchmen I've ever owned. It's also the first time I think I've watched it front to back, but it's also the director's cut, so it's 3 hours long. And, Zack Snyder and his 3-hour long cuts of movies. This is the version of Watchmen that I wanted to watch. I'm pretty sure I saw some parts of it before, most of the movie, but I've never seen it front to back. And I was just like, you know what, if I'm going to watch it, I'm going to get the director's cut. Luckily, Best Buy happened to re-release this or sometime around October. So I was like, well, it's time to go grab Watchmen. But yeah, that is it for Watchmen. I'm really glad I got that. And that is it for my entire movie collection this year. I actually could not tell you if this is bigger or smaller than last year's. I'd have to go count and check. Again, that's 38 movies total. Actually, you know what? I should probably take off 3. It should be 35 because I just realized I probably duplicated the Spider-Man movies. That's 35 movies and then 2 TV shows that I got this year. I don't think I got anything else. I think that was it. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I did a good job of making sure that this is everything that I got, and it all happened this year. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Like if you would like to purchase any of these movies, not off of me, but or if you own these movies or what's your favorite of the movies, of the steelbooks, of whatever, or just what's your favorite movie, just comment down below, let me know, and I will see you all in the next video. Later, taters.